Hey everybody, how's it going? I know I've been a little radio silent here the last couple of months on making videos, but it's been well worth it, I assure you, because I've been a little busy with these guys. I've got 100 broilers and 25 new laying hens. Got in the 7th of March. They are growing like weeds. These are going to taste delicious. And these I currently have, there's Mama. Say hi, Mama. Currently have about 40 baby calves on the ground right now. He's up here in the calving barn. So, and of course, these are my pepper plants. Let me turn the grow light off here. Look at those. And look at, I got flowers coming on everywhere. Some of them are already done. Like you see that guy right there. He already bloomed. And they'll be putting peppers on here shortly for me. And I've got some flowers. I started some zinnias a while back, and those are all lemon trees that I started from seed. But we are not here to talk about any of those things today. Today we are here because play a little bit of a catch up and to also explain to some people out there that have had some questions about my egg washing process. What does it take to get into the egg business and whatnot? So today the video will be a well-rounded video about what I do, what I go through to wash my eggs, get them prepped, because then we get to go make some egg sales today. You'll get to ride along with those as well. So, okay, first thing we need to do is I actually built, get my shoes on here, lights. I actually built a pneumatic agitator for washing my eggs. That way it gently circulates the water without cracking the eggs. Now some naturally have weak shells, so there will be some that crack during the process, but there's my tub. I just got a tub, 8-gallon tub from Runnings. Works great. And I take this, what I did is I just basically took a hot nail and poked a bunch of little holes in here. And then on top I have a valve that I can control the airflow to it. And then just a standard, you can go, you get any of your hardware stores, you can go from a PVC pipe thread all the way down to a regular air chuck. We like using these type of air chucks. They're called the Type T's. They last the best, they work the best, very heavy duty. And then it just sits right down in there like that, and the eggs go on top. And then all I do is I actually plumbed in air to my garage and my compressor. I have a little compressor that sits over there, and I just bring my air right over, and I set it right here. And I did that because usually when I'm washing eggs, the car is sitting right there inside the garage, inside our heated garage. So that is what I use. If people want to get schematics from me or whatever, there really is no schematic. You pick the size of tub you're going to use, and then you go from there on how to build it. Like this is the design I decided to use, and it works fantastic for me because I have holes all the way through here and all the way down here, so air goes everywhere as it circulates through that water, and we'll see that in a little bit. Okay, so what we'll do, we'll pick one of my baskets of eggs I have sitting here. We're going to add a few to it because they're just not quite enough in there. I like to see a few more, that way I get at least 8 dozen eggs at a time while I am washing. So we're going to go. Okay, so here we are back in our mudroom here inside, because we use I use a sink in the mudroom. We purposely put this sink in because we plan on having vegetables and everything else in here. This is our washing sink. We don't go in the kitchen and do it. We stay out here. We have a great big deep sink. So this works excellent for the number of chickens we have and the process I do. So I have a basket there, and I candle the egg, and I just transfer them to that basket there, and then this basket will go sitting in the washer itself. Now you see me waving this little flashlight around. This is the flashlight I use. Now when you candle eggs, or if you decide to get your egg license, they will come out with an actual candling device, and it's like a cylinder shaped container, and it's just got like a 60-watt light bulb that screws in it. A lid goes on, and then there's a little hole probably about the size of my thumb right in the center of that cylinder, and then all you do is you just take each egg and you set it on. They set on that cylinder. The whole egg glows, and you can tell if there are any defects, cracks, or anything like that inside the eggs. Now I use this light because I love power. It is ridiculously bright. It's probably twice as bright as a 60-watt light bulb, and I love it because it is a very concentrated beam right there on top. It's got the other ones with it too, but though I don't use those, I use the ones on top, and I'll show you here. We'll start candling eggs. Turn the lights off. Alright, set up here, and I'm going to try to make sure I do this right so the camera can see it. Kind of have the camera. Alright, so light comes on. And what I do, because instead of setting it, so it usually have like a canister, and then you just take the egg and you put it like that, and you can see how the whole egg glows right there. And if you built a device, you could do that, but personally I just do it handheld, and then all I do is I take and I put it next to the egg there, and I just spin the egg. I'll spin it this way, and then I'll go the other way, because then you can't see it on camera. You'll see it if you go home and do it with a flashlight. If you take this egg and you twist it real fast, you can, oh god, you can kind of see it there. You can see that yolk twirl a little bit in there. Yep, there it kind of went. But anyway, you can see that yolk twirl in there, and you can keep an eye out for big blood spots and whatnot. And then another thing is, right here at the top of the egg, you can see that dark area. That is the air bubble. Now, when you grade eggs, that air bubble is how you determine whether or not you have a grade A or grade AA. And they'll give you a nifty little card. Let's see if I can pull mine out here. There you go. So here's the card. And there's notches. See how, oh god, this ain't gonna work with the hoot. Let me turn the light on real quick. Okay, see, so there's notches in the bottom of this card, and see you got AA, A, or B quality, and that's how you measure that air pocket inside that egg. So let's take this egg again. We'll match it up. See if I can do it well enough here. But so you see that air pocket is level with my AA quality. Now you don't have to do this for every single egg, because the rule of thumb is if you pick the egg and process it within 48 hours, then you don't have to worry about it being not a AA. See, I just take it and I twirl that egg a little bit this way, I twirl it this way, make sure there's no cracks, put it in my basket. But you 9 times out of 10 you'll always have a double A grade egg if you pick them right away. Do not leave them sit in the nesting box for 48 hours, especially if it's hot out. Then you will get a very large gas bubble in there. You don't want to let that happen. I mean, it's all about quality. If you guys are truly thinking about getting your egg license and you truly care about the product, you know, you want to do good in your community, sell a quality product. You want to be out there picking them every day, and you go out and pick them twice a day for all I care. But you really want to make sure that you got a good product on hand for your customers, and that's where the quality of husbandry comes in. I did a chicken video a while back about my chickens earlier on. You can look back on my YouTube videos. I'm going to do an updated one here this spring because I've got a bunch more laying hens, and I did some modifications to the hen house. But so all I'm doing right now is basically just what they call candling eggs. You're checking for any defects, any blood spots, anything like that in there. You want to make sure you don't have any of those taken care of, or any of those floating around in there, because it's a quality control issue too. You want to make sure you give your customers a quality product, which is why I only do brown eggs. I don't raise white egg layers. I just like brown egg layers better. They do take a bit more feed, but I think they give a better product, because brown eggs are known for higher omega-3 fatty acids in their eggs as well. So you're actually getting a healthier egg in the long run as well. The chickens that I buy chickens that lay extra large eggs for me. And because I buy chickens with extra large egg laying capabilities, I actually get roughly 25 to 35% of my eggs throughout the winter. It goes up in the summertime because they start laying more and better. But I actually get a lot of jumbos, and I'll even get some extra jumbos. I get a lot of eggs. So an extra large egg is 2.17 ounces, and jumbos, there's a gap in there. So from 2.17 all the way up to 2.4, that's an extra large. And from 2.4 on up is a jumbo. I actually get a lot of eggs that are 3s or 3.2s. And those are actually extra jumbos. And they won't even fit in my carton at that point. So, but those are the breeds that I pick. I specifically pick for that reason. ISAs, Sapphire Gems. Rhode Island Reds are a large egg laying breed, but like I said, if you feed them right, they'll actually give you extra large eggs. So I very rarely have large eggs, even though I have breeds that are only supposed to lay large eggs. They are 9 times out of 10, they are extra large eggs. If I have smaller, undersized eggs or way too oversized eggs, those are the ones that go in our fridge for us to eat, because again, it's about equality, consistency of product to give to your customers. So I'm going to go ahead and keep candling these eggs. If I find a defect, I'm trying to find one right now while I'm talking here for you. But here, I'll show you one. Okay, so here we go, found one. This egg is what would be unacceptable at any time. And that's what, when you shine a light, and that's why I say the brighter the light, the better, because those cracks just glow like neon. And see all those cracks? Like, if you shine it on there, it's like, you're like, oh, you know, it's got a crack or a little dent in it, but as soon as you put that light behind it, look how far down those cracks go. I mean, it totally fractures that shell. So those are the defects that I'm looking for right now. So I will get these candled, and then we will go about washing them. Okay, I gotta bring you guys back to it again here real quick, because see how that it's a little bit light, and there's just a hairline fracture there. And I say that because as soon as I push my thumbnail on it, see how that opens up? Okay, those are what you really got to watch for, because those can slip through, and we don't want that. These are still a reject egg, even if there's a hairline crack, because that means bacteria can get through. So it has to go in the discard pile. Okay, so eggs are candled. Set these out here. Back in the garage. And I have a nifty little 2-gallon bucket here. Now you want your water to be between 110 and 115 degrees. If you get below 110, the recommendation is water hot enough that you can barely stick your fingers under. That's why I have a lot higher pain tolerance, so I've been told. So 100 and like 112 degrees is kind of my sweet spot. Like I said, go by touch. I really wouldn't go below like 95. Your objective with this water is there's actually microscopic pores in the eggs, and your objective is to, when you put them in hot water, it actually draws bacteria out and seals those pores up, because the egg actually expands when you put it in hot water. That's why you need to wash them in hot, not cold water. So we will go ahead and get this running here. It's an 8-gallon. It's an 8-gallon tub, so I use 6 gallons worth of water. I don't need to fill it full because it's basket and everything. It's not required. See me like sticking your fingers in it right there. That's about right. It also depends on the time of year. If it's 100 degrees outside and you're picking eggs, you don't need as much hot water. So like right now, my eggs are 50 degrees because it's cold outside, and my garage is cold. It's heated, but we're designed to keep it basically above freezing. So this hot water is going to get cold too as soon as you put 100 cold eggs in it. So that's why I like to be like right at that 112, 115, because as soon as you put those cold eggs in, it's going to cool that water off in the first 5 minutes. So you're going to be down to that 110 degrees by then. So that's what you got to kind of take your conditions into effect as well. You think about it that way. When you're, let me go dump this bucket real quick in the tub. Now, keep in mind that this is washing eggs. If you want to keep your eggs unwashed for an extended period of time, refrigerate them. Do not leave them sit at room temperature for more. Now, they say they can sit at room temperature for, like, they don't recommend it more than 7 days. I'll tell you that much. I don't like to do it more than 2 days. I have 2 days worth of eggs, and if they're not getting washed, they're getting put in my unsterile egg cartons, the dirty egg cartons basically, and in the refrigerator they'll go. I'll show you my refrigerator here in a little bit, but get them refrigerated, guys. The quicker you refrigerate them, the better off you'll be, because you eliminate that gas bubble quits forming inside that egg. There's an actual bloom on the egg itself that prevents bacteria from entering, but you need to refrigerate them to limit the amount of bacteria that's growing on those eggs anyway. That bloom's going to work, but only to a certain point, because if eggs start escaping out of that egg, or gases start escaping out of the egg, dump my bucket again. Gases start escaping out of that egg, it's going to break that bloom anyway. So get your eggs refrigerated if you're not going to wash them right away. I store up because I sell to other places, so I'll usually have unwashed eggs that sit in the refrigerator for like 2 weeks at the most. You can go like 2 months with an unwashed egg, but I don't recommend it. Don't keep them that long. If you need to find, you either need to find an outlet, or you've got too many chickens for yourself. Basically, you need to regulate yourself, and that's part of like the breeds I do. I raise breeds for heavy production because I have a pretty significant egg business that I do. So my eggs don't sit in the fridge for more than 2 weeks at best. I mean, sometimes they don't even sit that long. Sometimes they're just flying right out the door. So, but eggs I wash. I'm washing eggs every week anyway. So I just keep rotating through that stock. But so you got to keep in mind about that. Refrigerate your unwashed eggs. Try not to leave them sit out for more than 72 hours if you can help it, guys. Just try not to. You can, but I don't care to. It all goes back to that quality control thing. You want to make the eggs the best you possibly can. Okay, so third bucket of water is done. Now, get my childproof lock here. This is the stuff I use, and I absolutely love it. By Mana Pro, called Egg Cleanser. See? Okay, this stuff works awesome. You can buy it at Runnings, Baumgars. I assume TSC has it, but I don't know. I don't go to TSC much. So, what we're gonna do is go out, put. This requires, it says right on the directions here, we are going to mix 2 capfuls of Egg Cleanser with 1 gallon of fresh warm water. That is the recommendations for this. If you don't use this and you use something else, follow those directions, please. So I know I need to put 12 capfuls in here for what I'm doing. There we go. Okay. Set that there. Wash my fingers off. Take the last bucket. Now as you notice, I left this out because you want to make sure you get that last bucket in there so it helps mix the soap around. Now this part is going to get a little loud. I'm going to talk right now before I turn the air compressor on. What I'm going to do, I take a basket of eggs. Here's my agitator. It's all full of water now. But I'll turn the agitator on lightly, and I set the whole device down in there. And then I'll pick up the camera and show you guys once I get things rolling. It's going to get loud here for a second, so just bear with me. Okay, so those are going to sit. Timer, 20 minutes. There we go, 20 minutes. I'll do 20 minutes, and I'll go over that as soon as those are done washing. So, all right, we'll let them wash, and we'll get back to it. Okay, timer's done. So now what I'm going to do, take that. Actually, it's a lie. First, need to glove up. At this point, you want to make sure you put on some kind of glove. I get these nifty bad boys from Menards. Some kind of glove, because from here on out, you want you to be sterile, yeah, be stable too. Be sterile, and that way you can wash this. And if you're about to handle chlorine, you don't want that on your skin. So you need to have some kind of glove protection on. I like to leave them from this process forward. I like to leave them on all the way until I set my eggs on my towel. So I'm gonna get out good old jug of Clorox here, and we are going to put it in that container of, again, hot water as well. 1 cap full per 100 gallon, per 1 gallon. I'm really winning today. For 1 gallon of water to sterilize your eggs with. So we're going to let that fill up. Not warm enough yet. Needs to be warmer. Very good. Hot water filling up. Gloves are clean. Dry my gloves off. Alright, now we're going to go get those. So it's going to be loud for a second. Bear with me. Silence. Okay. Eggs bubbling away, and this way you got gloves on and you take the eggs out of that solution as well. Set the camera down real quick, turn my air off. There we go, set that out. Let these drip dry for a hot second. And then, go, take them right in and set them in the sink. Just like that. Now, before I do my chlorine water, I go through and I rinse. That's why I got the little stretchy neck on the sink there. If not, just use another container like that first. Rinse that enzyme wash off of your eggs. So you know. That way you start with a clean egg, basically. Okay? Done with that. Now, if you have small batches, take these eggs, dip them in the chlorine water, dip them in some fresh water, and set them on the towels. Notice this was dirty. I clean it off every time because I set one towel over there and one towel over here. I've sterilized these surfaces because, again, the more you care about it, the better product you deliver, the happier your customers are going to be. I got my towels sitting over there on that door right there. I'll bring them over here in a hot second. What I do is I take my chlorine water and I just pour them right over the eggs in the basket. These eggs only need to be in contact with chlorine for roughly 5 seconds. That's all it really needs to do is sterilize this egg, because you have them clean. So all this is doing is instantly killing any residual bacteria that is left on those eggs. So they sit there. I wash my container out and I fill it up with clean water. Those eggs are being sterilized for the 5 seconds. It sits a little longer than that. You only technically need to be in for like 5 seconds. They sit like that until that's full for me. So I mean, you know they're clean. This pour. Do not leave chlorine on your eggs too long, because eggs are porous. They will soak up that chlorine flavor or smell, and then you've got eggs that almost taste like Clorox. So you have to be careful, because remember, eggs are porous. Anything you put them in, they're going to soak that up. There we go, all done. Okay, eggs are there. I'm going to set the camera down real quick and go get my towels out. Clean towels. Make sure your towels are clean. Don't be wiping your hands with them or anything beforehand. Again, you want a clean place to set these eggs, because you now have a sterile product that needs to dry before it goes into the cartons. So, towels down, and I begin to set them on there. I still look through, because right here, so this one must have had just a little bit weaker shell on it yet. It was together, but the agitation broke it. Well, that tells me that this egg's not going to survive a trip in an egg carton either. You're going to have a broken egg in your egg carton. You don't want that either for your customers. See how that crack right there? So, goes in the discard pile. The discard pile's getting full. Okay, I'll start. And I'll go ahead and get these set out, and then I'll show you what it looks like afterwards while they're drying. Alright guys, so eggs are lined up. I got another one right down here that you can't see, but God, that looks so pretty. They are dry. I use a towel. Another method you could also look at doing is I thought about toying around with like taking egg trays like I got right here. I got sitting on my counter I use for short-term quick storage. Egg trays like that, setting them in there, then they take forever to dry because the egg against the plastic doesn't want to dry very well. I like using towels because you can clean them, sterilize the towels, and then the bottom of the egg dries as well. So while my eggs are drying, I work on stamping my egg cartons. These are blue. We got some green ones. They were out of the green color, so we're using blue right now. These are what I stamp them with. I stamp them with our logo. And then, over here, there we go. A chicken! Got the chicken stamp from Hobby Lobby. My John's Ranch stamp. That came from the same place we get the cartons, literally called the Egg Carton Store. So, can't get much simpler than that. So, I will show you the stickers I put on. Some people stamp their stuff on. We use stickers because you can stick them on different cartons. So like these right here. This is what's required by South Dakota laws. Whatever state you're in, please look up your own stuff. Okay, so South Dakota laws require you to have your name and address, what grade they are, and what size they are. We put the farm fresh eggs on there, and then you also have to have a best by date. For South Dakota, after you process the eggs like this, you have to write down a best by date 30 days after you process that egg. I don't care who wants to make the argument with you on, well, eggs are good for 2 months or whatever like that. I'm telling you that's the law. That's what you have to do when you get your egg license. You have to abide by these rules. See, and right below our address is our egg license number. That also has to be on there. That's what's required. Your name, John's Ranch, the address of the place where they're processed, your license number, the best by date, what grade they are, and what size they are. You can put whatever else you want on there for all I care. But that's what's required for South Dakota. So, and I'm going to show you how we, should I get this put away here, how we do that. Egg carton, check. I always put my extra large carton there. I hide my jumbo. Set it back here where you can't see because it can't get the camera right. So I have a scale. You need a scale, a little bit of hair on there. The scale, I also sterilize the top of this scale because you're setting a clean egg. You don't want a dirty scale. Set a clean egg on a clean product. Set the scale right here on the edge of the sink. Earlier when I was sterilizing the counter, I also sterilized the tip of this because guess what? You were just handling dirty eggs with it, so you don't want to go put your clean egg on there now, do you? Or use a separate flashlight or whatever you're doing. This, you say, well, why do you need to candle them again? I don't candle them again for that reason. I candle them so I make sure I have the air pocket facing up. See if I can find a easy one right here. See the candle. Now 9 times out of 10 you can guess pretty good, but if that air pocket is facing down, your egg's actually gonna like spoil faster. So keep the air pocket facing up and you're gonna have a great tasting, long lasting, fresh egg. And do amazing. Okay, so we're gonna bring you guys down here. All right. So there's my rows of eggs. Eggs there, eggs there. It's the way I do it. My process. My jumbo carton stays there. My extra large carton stays there because I have more extra larges than I do jumbos, so I just like to have access to it better. But here's the scale. Turn the scale on. And what I do is every single egg, don't skip because you think you know. Every single egg gets weighed on that scale. It's not a long, tedious process, but you just pick an egg, you set it on there, 2.2, okay? So according to the chart, we got a little cheat sheet here. It's an extra large. See, there's all my scale sizes and whatnot. It has to be a 2.4 before it's considered a jumbo. So, 2.2 ounces goes in this carton. Now we're gonna, I know this one's gonna be a jumbo. 2.8. That qualifies as a jumbo. So it goes in that one. And you say, well, you didn't candle that egg to make sure it's on top. That's good. I'm holding the camera, so I can't exactly do everything at once. But yes, the air bubble's on top. So, I will get these Bad Man Pajamas done. I'll get them candled, weighed, put in the cartons, and then I'll show you how I do my labeling here and stick them in the fridge. Okay guys, so I got them all packaged up, put in their cartons, got the labels put on them, and as you can see very clearly, and the reason why we choose this style of egg carton with this label is for this exact reason. If you stack these cartons up, it doesn't matter which carton you look at, you can see all the pertinent information that you need to see on every single carton. And you see, today's the 3rd of April, so 30 days past, May 3rd. You always need to use the 3-letter prefix for that month and then the date. And you always need to use 2 digits, not just May number 3 and the number 3. You need to use May 03 so that they know that's not May 30th or anything like that, or 13th. And see, even with like these, so I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I had 5 extra large cartons today, and then 2 cartons of jumbo eggs. But they're all labeled the same. I market all my eggs the same price because there's no guarantee on what size I get. But like I said, I usually get about 25 to 35% jumbos, and the rest are extra larges. So I never upcharge for the jumbos. But that choice is entirely up to you. So, all right, let's go take these out. I'll take these out for right now so I can work the door. And I'll show you my fridge. We did use mini fridges for a while, but our inventory just got so big for a while, we switched to a upright. Now this is a garage ready refrigerator freezer combo. You see, you can set it to sub-zero, fast freeze. Got a pad right there, tells you the temperature so you don't have to guess. These are garage ready. Means they work down to 10 degrees all by themselves. You don't have to have a heated garage if you don't need to. But we decided to go with this refrigerator because when we get beef butchered, if we have excess beef, we can switch this baby into a freezer and handle the carryover just like that. So All right, guys, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Appreciate all the viewers. If you have any questions, leave something in the comments below. I'm going to try and start doing more on-farm videos again. Now it's warming up. Things are kind of revving up, so be doing more videos about what we do to get ready for spring around here. I'll keep tabs on those broilers for you. We'll be doing some more videos on them as it gets closer, how they're gaining, as it gets closer to butchering season. And I'm going to try to do a newer video about my laying hens so that you guys can see what goes on with them. So, all right, thanks for watching, guys. Take care. God bless.